So despite the news of Dragon Ball Super coming to an end in March, we still have, after this episode, 5 more episodes left before the Tournament of Power is wrapped up. My question is this: it kind of seems like the Tournament of Power will be wrapped up even before that, because we have 2 eliminations, one from Universe 7 and Universe 11. Now, a lot of people predicted that Dyspo would be eliminated. However, I think it's important to point out that a lot of people also thought the 17 would be eliminated because Gohan was teaming up with Frieza. Now we know why. It's because it starts off, I guess, the episode pretty much starts off with Goku and Vegeta teamwork-based attacks on Jiren, and Jiren is still blocking like a boss. I mean, it's ridiculous, and he's not even gone 100% max yet. So when that happens, I don't know what's going to happen. Vegeta coming in, Jiren blocks it, Goku comes from behind using instant transmission, he points that. Then they come up with a final flash and Kamehameha simultaneously. That was kind of cool, but it's crazy. He just emerges from the rock and it's just all emitting and no scratch whatsoever. And you have the Universe 7 pretty much that he could have come up that unscathed, not one scratch. My God. So, and before that, it's important to note Jiren did something before that happened. So my question is this: did Jiren and his glare defend him from that attack? Because this is exactly what it looked like to me, but maybe we'll find out in the coming episodes. But definitely closer and closer to a finale, I think. And one thing this episode kind of points out is it seems like, more importantly, the end's going to be with Goku or Vegeta against Jiren. That's a fact now, especially with Gohan sacrificing himself. I'm not going to discount that at all because it needed to take place to eliminate Dyspo. But my question is this: was this always the plan? What was the plan for Gohan to sacrifice himself to help out another member from Universe 7, even if that is Frieza, which was commented in this episode? So we start off with Dyspo and Frieza, and one of the big talking points on social media, which is getting kind of annoying, is Frieza and Dyspo, the power scaling back and forth. Oh, Dyspo taking Frieza to the limit. You got people defending Frieza like, oh, he's not even got in the golden form and he's still able to tank hits. So we got the answers to that pretty quickly because Dyspo actually turned up the heat with the speed. Frieza couldn't keep up, or is having difficulty keeping up. He does catch him with the tail. This time it's actually a little more effective. He pretty much introduces another talking point, a conversation. We've heard this before where he says, would you like to team up with me? If your team advances, wish me back with the Dragon Balls. If Universe 11 wins, there's still no guarantee that Goku and Vegeta are going to lose to Jiren. Trying to manipulate Dyspo, but Dyspo apparently has a brain, figures out, oh, he's using it. Dyspo says, I'm not working with evil, so that gives you a good indication to his character. So, we should know this because the Pride Troopers are about defending against evil, so they're not going to align with somebody like Frieza, so that makes sense. And I guess we got an indication of what the aura is. We have Golden Frieza transforming, reused animation yet again, but it works. Then we have, I guess, Frieza turn up the heat, Dyspo trying to attack, Frieza gets a blow in, fires off an energy blast, but then Dyspo with the you underestimate me too much. He emits the dark purple aura we saw in the preview, we've seen from Beerus, and it's his light speed mode. Now it's a superhuman light speed mode now, so he's going from faster than before. So it's even Golden Frieza was having trouble keeping up with him, and yes, Golden Frieza was having problems. So let's talk how it is. And if it wasn't for Gohan, who knows if he would have been eliminated or not. So that's it, I'm sure, but the fact is Gohan came in because Beerus is screaming Frieza, so that clarifies that. So Gohan comes in with a kick, and then I guess Gohan and Frieza kind of Frieza kind of teases, oh, are you sure you want to align with me? I may actually betray you for real. Gohan says, no, I'm going to help a fellow teammate of Universe 7, then I'm going to deal with you myself. So that, and a confident look, but it doesn't really get to that. But I kind of like that from Gohan, like he's going to stand up for himself, even against Frieza, which he wouldn't have stood a chance. So then, here's the crazy thing: Dyspo takes on Gohan and Golden Frieza. So it's not Golden Frieza just standing around watching Gohan fight. No, Dyspo was actually shooting energy blast and keeping up with Gohan and Golden Frieza. But because of his speed, they were having problems. So Gohan comes out, okay, we need a way to immobilize or narrow the the area where Dyspo can move freely, so we can contain him and we can actually get better offense in. So Frieza comes up with the multiple energy rays, but apparently it drains up stamina doing it. So Gohan's and the energy beams, kind of like a dome of energy beams, I thought was kind of cool, but it takes that stamina, so that's kind of interesting. So there's a time limit to try and eliminate Dyspo. He can't do it, even though he is knocking him back into the energy beams, and it's obviously hurting Dyspo and Gohan because he takes the brunt of it as well. So it's cool because everybody's cheering on Gohan. Like, you have Zeno's cheering on. By the way, when they were trying to actually watch the Dyspo versus Frieza fight, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it, especially with Golden Frieza. They couldn't keep up with the speed. Even with the God Pad, could not keep up with it. So that, and the Daishinkan kind of mentioned something which I don't know is ever going to happen, but I get maybe next time I'll get you a better God Pad. So I don't know if that was foreshadowing for what's after the Tournament of Power, but I don't know. I just thought that comment was kind of interesting, especially when we know when the finale is coming. So Gohan's trying to eliminate. He lands a hit to the gut, which is kind of cool. But he's running out. Knocks Dyspo into the energy beam. He's coming in. Frieza's running out of stamina. The energy brings Dyspo's like, yo, you let your guard down. Then Gohan with the chokehold. I guess we've seen this with the scans, the visuals come out. So Gohan actually decides, okay, Frieza, eliminate us both. Get Dyspo out of here. So he does, and that's the end of that. But there's obviously a reason for it. I got to kind of question the foreshadowing we had with, I guess, the speech with Piccolo saying, I'm going to reach, and his speech with Goku when he says, oh, I'm going to reach a new mode on my own. So I guess that was out of the water. Unfortunately, now the million-dollar question is, what's going to Frieza do now? Because next week, according to this, what we got in the preview, him and 17 are going to team up against Toppo, and if Toppo's transformation means anything, it's going to be beastly. And so I can't wait to see what Toppo can do. 17, I pretty much predicted he was going to be eliminated this episode. No, but he will be the next to go, I think. And there was the kind of teaser of Frieza using up stamina, so unless they, well, then again, they've kind of downplayed that the entire tournament, so I don't think that's going to be an issue anymore. And I kind of like the quote from Goku said, you did good, kid, you did good, Gohan. So now Gohan's on the bystanders looking on, so unfortunately Gohan's no longer part of the Tournament of Power. Dyspo took it really badly, although to be honest, it did take Frieza and Gohan to eliminate him, so, I mean, you can debate all you want, but that's the fact. So, anyway, 5 more episodes to go before the end of Super, so that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball Super. Catch you guys later.